Hey guys, this is Mary, and Scott doesn't feel like making videos yet, but I wanted to get started. So I want to just say thank you guys for following us here because it's going to make it a lot easier to keep everyone updated on what's going on and how the journey's going. So let's start from the beginning. Some of you know this story and about symptoms and when it got started and all that, but some of you don't. So we'll just start there, and hopefully this won't be crazy, and I will not say too many times because I'm not very good at that. So we started with on July 6th. Scott was working, and it was in the evening around 3:30 Central Time, and he had what we thought was probably an ocular migraine. He had some visual disturbances, and he'd had a headache off and on for a couple of days, but we didn't think anything of it because the simple Advil or ibuprofen or something would take care of it, and it didn't come back. It wasn't persistent, so really didn't think anything about it. Then on the 6th, Scott experienced what he said was some visual, it's really hard to describe, like things were wavy, and he actually was looking down at a patient on the table, and things looked like it was maybe moving, and then he saw some flashes of lights and some other things. To him it only lasted a few minutes, but actually the others in the office said that it was more like 20 to 30 minutes. So he lost track of time just a little. However, when it was over, and he was able to tell us what he experienced from the inside looking out, he felt fine. And we did some assessments to see if we thought it was stroke or something like that, and he passed all of the little tests with flying colors and said he was fine, and was a little agitated that I was on his backside to do more discovery. So I let it be, and that was a Wednesday. He rested really well, and there's something flying overhead. Sorry for the noise. So fast forward, he worked on Thursday and Friday, felt fine. We left on Friday the 8th to drive to Dallas and saw VJ, Tina, and Victor for the first time in a couple of years, and so we enjoyed that. Everything was fine, and he came in on Monday afternoon once we had left Dallas and gone on to Austin on a little road trip just to take a few days off, and he even drove us. So he felt fine, didn't have any other issues or anything come up. Then on Monday evening, he had a pretty rough time, had a lot of visual disturbances and confusion. And then he was really tired on Monday night. Tuesday morning, woke up, felt fine again, and I started having conversations with some of our trusted medical advisors in regards to what I was seeing and what he was telling me that he felt like. So, long story short, Monday night, Tuesday night, both were pretty intense visual disturbances and some confusion on his part. And then in the mornings, he was fine. So Wednesday morning, we decided that we were going to come home and have a CT done to see if there was something that we needed to be more concerned about. And keep in mind, these are not like long episodes or anything, and for the most part, simply taking 2 Advil or something like that was giving him a lot of relief, and he wasn't having huge extenuating circumstances. So we were concerned because it was different, but we weren't in any kind of panic or feeling distraught at this point, because it seemed to be pretty minor still. So we got home on Thursday and went to EOMC and had a head CT done. That was on I believe the 14th of July. That's when the CT revealed that there was approximately a golf ball size tumor in his right occipital lobe that controls a lot of vision. So you can look that up if you want, and explained a lot of what he had been experiencing over the last few days. Then we proceeded the next day, which was on Friday the 15th, to get an MRI with and without contrast, again at EOMC in Poto, and they did a great job. Obviously, big shout out to that team. We're very dependent on them through this whole process, and we worked with Community Care, Tabitha and her team at Community Care in Poto, and they wrote orders we needed and got us in and out very quickly, very efficiently. And so we had an MRI on Friday with and without contrast, and then worked on getting the radiologist report back, which took until late Friday night. That's when we found out that there were what we will call lesions. It just means that there is something taking up space that shouldn't be there. And there were approximately 2 in each of the lobes that were discovered, and that's 6 different lobes of the brain. He had at least 2 in 6 different lobes of the brain. So we were dealing, at that point, we knew, with approximately 12 lesions or more, and the largest one, which is the one that showed up on the CT, was the largest one, and it already had necrosis. So that just means that it's more like a stage 4 if you were going to stage it. Keep in mind that we decided immediately to do no biopsy and no cutting because of the risk involved with that. Additionally, we have at this point no idea if if it has originated in his brain or somewhere else. So we didn't want to pile on any testing or procedures that was going to complicate things even further. So we spent Saturday and Sunday in Tulsa with our oldest son and his family, and just trying to understand more of what Scott's wishes were, and what the diagnosis likely is, and the outcomes of all of that. So you all know very well that we're a small family and a very close family. The boys and Scott and I have really decided that we will do what's best and what Scott wishes to do, which is not focus on just grasping at anything, but rather looking at the quality of life for every single procedure and decision made. So fast forward to Monday, he felt much better. We had started some anti-inflammatory protocols, and he was feeling much better, much more himself, and by Monday. And that was I believe hold on, I'll tell you. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, the 18th. So July 18th, he had been on anti-inflammatory regimen for 3 days and had changed his diet to keto and was feeling much better. So we started looking into some alternative options because we, at that point, already were not happy with what we were hearing from the neurosurgeons and others in that we had already been in touch with. So we spent a few days talking with different offices that could treat him, and then we found through an article that I found from a referral, and we looked at a place called Hope for Cancer, and it is the office is based in San Diego, but then they have treatment facilities in Cancun and Tijuana. So you can look it up, hopeforcancer.com. That's where this journey continues. So we are in our first full day here at Hope for Cancer, and we already have a treatment plan and lots of therapies lined up for him. Aligns much more with our belief system, as well as Scott's desire to make decisions based on quality of life. So there's nothing that is going to be done here without that in mind. And I'll tell you that our very first visit with the doctor yesterday was so refreshing. He talked to Scott about some of the symptoms he was having and some of the things, options that he had and things that could be done and they would be able to offer him in regards to controlling some of the symptoms, because we want Scott to feel good and powerful and empowered so that his spirits stay up and he can fight this with every ounce of his being. So not just physically, but mentally strong. And the doctor looked him straight in the eye and he said, Scott, you think about all the options that you have and everything that I can offer you, and you decide and you tell me what we're going to do, because at the end of the day, it's up to you. I don't know if I've ever had a physician just outwardly be open about that. Scott and I have always taken on the approach that it is always the patient's decision, and we don't always get positive feedback in that realm, but this physician stood straight up and said, that is exactly what this is. This is your journey and your life, and I will give you every opportunity and every ounce of information I can to help you. But at the end of the day, it's your decision, and we will not do anything that you're not comfortable with. So, got us off on the right foot, and we slept yesterday and this morning, and we had a great restful day, and we got up this morning to some new protocols and some new procedures and some new therapies and educational information. And so we are trying to absorb all of that, and I plan to share a lot of what we are doing in small doses. But just know that we are here. We actually came to San Diego, and then were brought over to the Tijuana clinic. So you can see I'm sitting on the terrace. It is outside, and it's right off of the dining room, and then behind me is actually the Oasis room. You can see a little bit of the Oasis room. We're on the second floor, and so that is a balcony looking over into the Oasis room, and I'll do a video from there too. And our room is just around the corner right there, so our little balcony looks over that room, and there's a waterfall in there, and it's really nice. And then we have this outside balcony that we can come and sit and get some good natural vitamin D. And then the cafeteria is right off of that, so we really are in a great location, and we've already made ourselves at home. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. We are overwhelmed with all of you, everyone in our life, near and far, who has reached out, done things. I mean, I can't even pretend to mention everyone and everything that's been done and offered, and just the amount of support that we've received. So stop making me cry with your love. Really though, it's very overwhelming to see the support that you all have given us. So Scott is feeling better today already, and by tomorrow he should feel much better, and we're going to start doing these videos together, and you all are going to get some updates on how he's feeling, and maybe some jokes. I don't know, depends on what he feels like doing, but just know that we are in a great place. We feel very, very positive about what's happening already and what we have in the coming weeks. We're going to be here for 3 weeks. So we'll be doing hopefully a daily update, and we will share some information as well in regards to what is done here. So hopefully it will help others. And if you have any questions, why don't you just leave them in the comments on this video, and I will do my best to write them all down, and we will try to answer them in upcoming videos. So that would be best. I'm going to forget to tell you guys stuff, and probably I'm rambling, and it's not going to make sense because I'm going to jump from one thing to another and leave out things in the middle. So ask your questions, ask us anything. If you ask something that we don't want to answer, we'll just tell you we don't want to answer it. So you know that we are just here to be open and honest about our journey, in hopes that not only that it's healing for us and our family, but that it helps others in a great way. So I'm going to say goodbye for today. And I'm going to ask that you send up 2 big prayers for 2 really special people. One is Smokey Waller, and the other is Richard McGee. Both of these gentlemen are very, very strong, battling a huge fight, and a couple of our local friends in Oklahoma. So if you can say some extra prayers for them, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We love you, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.